Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Community Unitarian Universalist Church here in Plano, Texas. My name is Reverend Dr. Aija Duelm. I am the minister of this congregation. My pronouns are she, her, and hers. And it is so good to see all of you today here gathered. It's so good to gather together. We are a religious faith community. We come together for worship, for various things that we do together. And we welcome all who come through our doors who are committed to honor the worth and dignity in every person, who are committed to bring love, put love at the center of our lives and our actions. We work together to nurture spirits, work for justice, and transform lives. That is the abbreviation, the short version of our mission statement. As part of this work, and I don't know if you noticed, but there are some changes in the back. The activity table looks kind of empty. And the reason is there are bags that are hanging on that stand. We wanted it to look a little prettier back there. So all of the bags contain activities for those who want to use your hands while you're listening. Some of us are multitasking kind of people. We hear better if our hands are like doing something. So there are coloring pages, there are pipe cleaners. You can do some crafty stuff in those bags. So you're welcome to take one and return the bag at the front welcoming center when you're done, so that we can replenish the materials inside. And that is for young and not so young, so it's whoever needs to work on something during worship. And if anyone wants to help with those bags and always make sure that we have plenty stacked, please come see me, because I can't do it all. And if you don't believe that, you'll know it after this service. Every month we lift up, this year, every month we have been lifting up one of the values that is a part of our faith. And this month it is generosity. The UUA bylaw says this: we cultivate a spirit of gratitude and hope. We covenant to freely share our faith, presence, and resources. Compassionate generosity connects us to one another in relationships of mutuality. As we uphold this value this month, we begin our pledge drive. March is always the Stewardship month, where we ask members and friends of this congregation to commit to support this church financially in the next church year that starts in June. This work that we do here is not possible without your time, your talents, and your treasure. We are able to continue to grow, and our ministries can expand and make an impact on our lives and the lives of people around us in the larger community, because your generosity is what makes it possible. Our call to worship comes from words that were written by Reverend Leslie Takahashi. To worship means to consider that which is worthy. Today, we consider with gratitude the many gifts of this community, the opportunity to be affirmed in who we are and to offer that affirmation to others, the chance to stand up together to help remake the world in the ideal of justice, the freedom to choose one's own path to truth and to learn from the travelogues of others, the space to expand one's own spirit and to reconnect after busy or humdrum weeks with the sustaining truths of one's life. Regular reminders that we must see our world through the lens of love. And the aspiration to consider all life as precious, for if all of it is made of stardust, how can it not be wondrous? So this morning, let's welcome all of these gifts with gratitude, for they have been paid for with many currencies. The blood of the martyrs who died so that we could be free in our religion, the sweat of those who persisted in justice's name against hostility and adversity, the tears of those who struggled to build better lives for those in this life, the questions of our children as they understand the world anew and offer their understanding to us as a fresh lens, the laughter and joy of those giddy with the embrace of community, the dollars and cents of those who gave what they could and then stretched a little more. The infinite small acts of service that make their parts greater than the whole, done by those who knew themselves in sympathy with our purpose. So today, we consider with gratitude and humility what it means to pay forward what has been paid forward for us. And now, with all of this, we enter into worship with gladness in our hearts. We begin by lighting the chalice, and Ellie White will, you want to say something?
We will begin by lighting our chalice, a symbol of Unitarian Universalism and the light of hope. Each Sunday when we gather, we light this symbol of life. Today, we are honored by Ellie White.
We light our chalice today knowing that our hope and our passion are needed to change the world. We bring different gifts to the world, but we come together in one faith, that what we do makes a difference to both the world and in ourselves.
A covenant is the promise that we make with one another about the way we will walk together as a community and as a congregation. Please join me in reminding ourselves of this promise. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in freedom, and to help one another.
I'm the minister, Aija, and
my name is Imogene M. Somebody, but you can just call me I am somebody.
thank you. So, maintaining and revitalizing, and I'm sorry, I'm kicking it, the church involves numerous activities. It requires a lot of talents, some large, some small, but they're all important. This past year, we lost several members, and many went through difficult experiences. So we asked somebody to call members to check in on them, offer support when needed.
Hey, Sarah, how you doing? Hey, don't worry. Ted said he'd take you to your appointment today, okay?
We asked somebody to put up posters for God's Pantry's toy drive in our foyer. To mow the lawn, reattach the AV booth door that fell down the stairs, get a screwdriver and amp meter because we need also to fix our electronic road sign that is malfunctioning. To bake cookies for Christmas Eve in the apron. Yeah. Make some pies and desserts for hospitality hour. To act as a greeter, welcoming new and familiar folks on Sunday mornings. Also, both in person and online, to caulk the gaps in the wall in our classroom B and in the sanctuary windows that ended up with some water leaking in. To write about events and committee meetings and happenings in our weekly newsletter. To make sure we all have fuel for lawn mowing and the air conditioner and lawn mowers were working. Pipe wrench, yes, you got it. To check for leaks and fix pipes and crawl in that attic space that we have above us. To update our poster information with the upcoming potluck. And this is where you put it upside down.
Oh.
To usher for Sunday services. To make and answer phone calls. To trim the edges, weed, rake, and water the garden.
I can't do all this by myself.
To facilitate discussion groups, sing or speak at worship services, organize an event such as the service auction, the balloon festival, music fundraiser, our newest spring garden festival.
You want me to do what?
Looks like somebody will need help. During our meetings and planning events, many great ideas are suggested for somebody to implement. Our church calls us to bring all who you are, and that includes your talents, known and yet to be discovered, and to light our way forward into the upcoming year. We are asking, can you play that for us? Or no? Can you find us?
This morning's reading is by Thomas Rhodes for the gifts we have been given. Each week we take up an offering for the support of this congregation, and often for the support of others who are working for a better world. To be honest, we need your support, especially in today's economy, when pledges are down and the future appears somewhat uncertain. But there is another truth here as well. Another truth that says some of us need to make an offering, and some of us really need to make an offering. Not only because the congregation needs our support, but because we need to remind ourselves of our own generosity. Because the act of giving something away, is a tangible way of acknowledging the gifts that we have been given. If we don't have enough for ourselves, we may be poor in material wealth, but when we don't have enough to share, then we are truly poor in spirit. And none of us should leave this place feeling poor in spirit.
Do you like to give gifts? Do you like to receive gifts? Yes. Of course. Of course. And what are your favorite type of gifts? Surprises. Money.
Experiences.
Books, cars. Jewelry. Okay. Beautiful, eccentric, unique, practical, usable, edible. Right? We're diverse here, I think. I imagine all of us have stories about gift giving and gift receiving, from the most meaningful to the most surprising gifts, to the very unusual and weird ones. I'm not too gifted at giving gifts. My husband does a much better job with that. But on occasion, I am able to surprise myself by finding the thing to give someone that lights up their world and makes my heart leap with joy. Reverend Christina Tata says that there are 3 kinds of gifts. They are the crappy ones, the ones that are given without much thought of its appropriateness for the receiver or for the occasion, ones that don't have much usefulness to us and will most likely be sitting somewhere in our closet's corner, unused for years, or in a best-case scenario, will be re-gifted to someone or taken to Goodwill. Then there are the good ones. The gifts that we are delighted to receive, that gives us joy, that we're looking forward to using or enjoying or displaying or to share together with other friends. The gifts that warm our hearts and let us know we are loved, cared for, and thought of with fondness. And then there is the third kind of gifts. Radical gifts that transform the giver. These are gifts that are given through acts of love, and when given, foster empathy, deepen spiritual maturity, and the giver themselves become more open, trusting, and aligned with a purpose higher than themselves. And trust me, Deb and Bob did not show me their notes, but their gift, you could see in their sharing, has transformed their lives. That is what the gift does. It changes us, changes our lives, and it also impacts the receiver when we give that radical gift. And the church is the example to offer here in this message, in this sermon. As you saw earlier in a skit that Steve and I did, we only practiced once, so...
Didn't look like it, did it?
Next time, right? But it takes many of us, many somebodies, to share your time and talent to make this church happen. We need somebody who knows how to use a caulk gun to seal the cracks in the windows. We need somebody who can prepare and lead worship. We need somebody who can teach our RE classes, somebody who can organize social justice events, from collections to parades to pride festivals and others. We need somebody who will cook and clean after we have eaten, somebody who will bake, somebody who will call and check in with people who are going through difficult time. It takes many talents, many gifts. It takes a lot of time and effort, and it takes money to have this place in a way that is safe, nurturing, and sustaining. And this is why we say that stewardship is about time, talent, and treasure. That each of our each member here is expected to give all three to the best of your abilities. To support this community, to support our mission and our vision. And frankly, money is a practical necessity. If we could have all of these things without having to pay any bills, this sermon would be very different today. But we cannot keep lights on and the doors open. We cannot offer self-sustaining programs without your financial contributions. We cannot offer care and support during a time of loss and grief without your financial gifts. And you may remember this last October, we had 5 memorial services here in 1 month, where we met together to honor our beloved members. And they gave to this place, they gave generously so that this church could go on beyond their lives. So this is why we ask you to pledge. We ask you to put money in the offering plate, buy something at the auction. Your commitment to this church and our faith takes a tangible form in your giving as best as you're able to give. And if you're able to give more, please, we ask that you do. Consider giving more. As I mentioned earlier, that last year 62% were able to give below the average pledge that we need to make the year work. It is not sustainable in the long run with these numbers. This is why the board started last year to talk about financial sustainability plan. What can we do to make ends meet? Do we sell off the building and go somewhere else? Do we cut the staff if we are not able to pay them? If we can increase our giving, it solves all of the problems. This is why we're asking again, can you give? I give to this church. Not all ministers give. This is not an expectation for the ministers to pledge because you pay me to be here. So ministers have other places that they want to support, causes they want to support, organizations they want to support. I chose to support this church, this community, because I believe in us. I have enjoyed working with you. I've enjoyed seeing you bloom, flourish, celebrate the 50th anniversary. And by the way, the pictures are in the Founders Hall from our last year's celebration, if you didn't have a chance to look. There are also Christmas ornament things that Nancy made that were given out to everybody. If you didn't get one, please take one, share with a friend. We have done amazing things these last 2.5 years together. We have grown in numbers significantly in these last 2.5 years together. Our social justice group has just exploded this last year. Our RE group is restarting fresh, now with new, empowerment, a new additions that hopefully will strengthen it all. I was last week at the ministers' retreat. There were 40-something of us there. I was boasting about all of you. I was so excited that I could share with my colleagues what an amazing work we do here. You could see, I was on the moon. And the presenter at the retreat was Naomi Shihab-Nye. Absolutely fantastic presenter. And she liked my sermon. That was just the best, the top of the icing, right? Sorry, but I'm boasting now about me, not about you. I give because you all matter to me. I care about this place. I care about you. And if you are a numbers person, I'll tell you, because I can share my story. We don't disclose how much others give. I give $350 a month. And for the next year, I'm increasing this number by 6%. If you can increase your pledge, thank you. I'm just excited that last year I was no longer among the top 10 donors. That is a success. I'm telling you, that is a success. If you can put me down to like the 20-somethings or 30-something, I will be even more excited than I am right now. If this church has made a difference in your life, if you have found something valuable here, and I know some of you are new to this place, and it may take a while to connect deeper, but if there's something that appeals to you in this place, if there's something you're taking and enjoying and connecting with, whether it's spiritual growth or whether it's people or the activities that we do to go out and make an impact in a wider community, if you're willing to give your gifts and time and talent to be part of this community, please know that this is your work, your generosity that makes this community possible. We don't have outside sponsors. It is us who makes this place the way it is. It's a way, the giving itself is a way to express our love for this church, for these people, for friends. And as we join together to work towards a more just world, it is a way to lead with love. The prelude that we sing. And by the end of the month, we will all know it because we'll sing it again. To lead with love, to show that there is a safe space here in Texas that is committed to hold love at the center, to fight for liberal values, fight for democracy, for rights of people, to speak the truth, and to lift it up as a light, to offer our children and youth an opportunity to grow and learn, to think for themselves, and to be embraced by love and respect in this world that is popularizing hate. Money cannot buy happiness, but it can help CUC to be a shining light in this corner of Texas. Would you be willing to join and support this place? As we go forth, I offer you these words written by John Morgan. In the end, it won't matter how much we have, but how generously we have given. It won't matter how much we know, but rather how well we live. And it won't matter how much we believe, but how deeply we love. We'll go forth with joy and with gratitude and with care and compassion.